Well, here we are. It's morning. I'm having coffee. I'm looking at the beautiful sky and the trees that surround me. You can see a little bit here. And I've decided to step out of the studio and bring you into my life. And I'm calling this series Manifestation Musings. So it's going to be raw, it's going to be great, and it's going to be honest. And what my intention is to bring to you is some clarity about your own manifestation journey. Right now, I'm going through a big transition phase, which happens anytime you're really manifesting something. And I always manifest stuff that's really big. So when I'm manifesting something, well, I manifest as well as my clients, all areas of my life. So when I say something big, I mean like all areas of my life dramatically changing or elevating, expanding, deepening on huge levels. That's what I mean by that. So having done this with my system for well over 22 years, and it's always worked, and it's been the only thing that's worked, and I've tried every conventional thing out there to get results, to be happy and successful. Nothing works. This works the minute you start trying it. So I've dedicated my life to it. Had no intention of sharing it with the public, but then started doing so over a decade ago. So formed my business called GetYourLifeNow.com, started sharing it with the world, and got 100% success with all of my clients. And that's coming from them, not me. So anyways, back to my story about this transition that's really interesting is that what I notice is there is a tug of war between logic and higher wisdom or trust, faith, that kind of thing. Because logic a lot of times comes from fear. I should be doing this. Why should you be doing that? Because that's the way I'm hardwired, because that's the way I was brought up to believe, there are no shoulds. And logic, we apply logic to get results all the time. And guess what? Life isn't logical. And I think that you've probably recognized this yourself because you look around and you go, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't equate. Why is that outcome like that? Why does this person get the promotion? Why are those people together? What's going on here? This is not making any sense, right? Or why isn't this working? It should. It looks like, so we apply logic, and life is actually not logical. So I'm noticing, it's the awareness that gives me a choice, and that's the most important thing when we raise our awareness. I'm noticing that I want to be logical, instead of, and that's pulling me in a direction that's away from trust and faith. Trust and faith with choosing what to do according to that inner compass, and doing what feels natural, not going against the grain. Because when we do what we should be doing and things like that, we're kind of forcing, which is a form of resistance. And what we resist persists. So I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about. You could be really dedicated to your goals, but however, you may need to kind of stop, take a break, reassess, just stop action. But you feel like, well, I can't do that. How am I going to reach any goals if I don't, if I refrain from taking action? I've got to work on this. I got to do this. I got to do this. So you choose to do that, for instance, and then everything keeps going wrong, until finally you do take a break because you're so burned out, you're so fed up, you're so frustrated, you're so whatever, you're just kind of forced to take that break, and you do, and then things start coming together. That's an example, right, of when we apply logic and when really we need to listen to the ebb and flow of life and tune in with ourselves and understand, like, when it's time to take action, when it's time to rest, um, developing the ability to hear that inner voice or that inner prompting, which is steady and strong and solid and kind of feels like it's in your gut. How do you hear it? You got to get rid of all the chatter up here. That's why people are always espousing the benefits of meditation. And with me, I give my clients what I call meditation on the go, which you can find on my website, getyourlifenow.com. So meditation on the go, because, you know, it's not always easy to have a meditation practice, and I've developed something that will have you meditating all through the day while you're going through a busy day. So check that out, because you can do it anytime. You can do it with any activity. You can do it anytime. You can do it and reap the benefits for as long as you want to do it. It doesn't require 30 minutes and things like that, or an hour. So check that out, because what it's going to do is it's going to quiet the mind so you can actually hear what you need to be doing. Anyways, back to my transition. I wanted to also say that the challenge there when you're meditating is to continuously trust and have faith. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, so I know how this works from experience, and the consistency is incredible. So I've been doing this for so long. So trusting and having faith is so important. You got to know that the universe is in alignment and supporting and helping you to manifest anything you want. The sky really is the limit. Tune in, because I'll probably end up sharing how I manifested a free European vacation for 2 weeks. I think of this because I was thinking, like, you can manifest anything, and that was one of the things that I manifested that seems pretty improbable and not possible. Went to 3 different locations. I'll tell you about it. Stay tuned for Manifestation Musings as I continue to do this for the next, we'll see, maybe month or 2. Meanwhile, check out the other videos in my studio on the AOM Art of Manifestation channel on YouTube. And you're going to find a lot of great, useful stuff that is a game changer, that is a life changer, because I am dedicated to giving you guys real, valuable information that is going to bring you tangible results that's unlike what other people are offering. Something unique, yet effective. So tune into those other channels, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, so that we can remain giving you this information, so we can continue to do this, because we really want to do it, but we have to do it only with your support. We got to have your support. So subscribe, tick the bell for notifications, so we can continue to work on bringing you the best information about manifesting, the most truthful information about manifesting. You're not going to find clickbait here. You're not going to find bait and switch, you know? It's like we're offering you this, but you're going to get something completely different in the video. No, this is really, really honest, genuine information that we're giving you, because manifesting is real. Manifesting you can master. The AOM system, everything is built in so that you don't run into any snags, or what I call like dead end roads, and places where you just get frustrated and give up, because that used to be me many years ago when I first started studying this when I was 13 years old. Frustrated, you know. This was a big part of why I invented the AOM system. Manifestation Mastery in 30 Days is so that it's an airtight, foolproof system guaranteed to give you results. It's that simple. So it has been perfected. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for share your comments. I want to hear how you're doing manifesting. Really, I do. So please share your comments. I do read them, and I do get to your comments and do respond. So I love hearing from you guys when you tell me about your manifestation stories and things like that, or you have questions. I'm happy to help. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, I hope you guys have a beautiful day, night, wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Until then, I hope you create magic and miracles in your life. Thanks again for watching.